My name is Riccardo Balbo and I'm the Academic Director of the IED network. This is a special occasion. It's the opening ceremony of the new academic year, 2020 and 2021. Today, for the first time, we are gathering all the bachelor students and we are welcoming the freshmen that are joining the big community. It's a special moment for us, and I'm sincerely happy to be here with you, not just because you are formally entering in a new journey, in a new school, but because you are entering in a community, the IED community. The sense of community that we have, it's very strong. It's not just because you have mates and you participate to activities. It's something more. It's like belonging to a family. It's like entering in a journey that will change your life, and most probably this journey will be the journey that will escort you for the rest of your life with your mates, with your professor, and with some staff and friends that you will meet along the journey. So what we are here today for is celebrating this. We are a school, let me say that we are a school of dreamers. We are a school of dreamers, very practical as designers should be always, but sometimes we are romantic. Yes, we are romantic, definitely. And so I'd like to take some of this space I have with you to reflect on your future, our future, and to try to use the fashion that we normally use in these occasions. Talk about us, listen to you, and exchange experience and information. Definitely. This way, it's a brand new way for us. Maybe everyone is thinking, oh, they did this on the screen, they did via web just because the pandemic. Honestly, it's not that. Honestly, this is the first time that, maybe thanks to the pandemic, we decided to gather all the students in one room, obviously a virtual room. Can you imagine you are more than 10,000? Considering all the students enrolled in all our different schools. We have 7 schools in Italy, 3 in Spain, just having Bilbao joined the group. And we have two schools in Brazil. So all together was impossible. But the sense of community, moreover in this day, is so important that we decided to put everyone under the same virtual roof. So I'm talking in a room of our new school, in our new campus in Milano, the postgrad school. And Milano is a special place for us, where everything started in 1966. And from that time on, we never stopped to try to educate, to train students, to make ideas springing from inside our rooms and entering in a kind of mega lab of design where students, professors, companies, thinkers, philosophers, they were and they are still today meeting together and exchanging, and from this exchange making ideas starting. So I'm talking about a global community, and today we are celebrating the fact that some of you is entering this global community and other students are belonging, and we want to highlight the fact that they are belonging to this community. And this is a community where I would say the very important thing is the fact that there are paths and there are experiences for each of you that are crossing a path with other humans. That is, in a way, the deep value of a journey is what we think is our value, apart from, obviously, training and providing knowledge and skills to everyone. Maybe you were expecting me to give you a welcoming speech talking about the pandemic and the COVID-19. Frankly speaking, I don't want to do so. At least I don't want to do so today. We all know what we need to know, or what we be allowed to know. Media are talking about that. Everything is almost going under the light, under the perspective of this. But you know, the situation is so fluid and the situation is so unexpected and so new for us that what we can do, apart from adapting to the conditions and trying to react to this situation. So I'm pretty sure that we will have impact on the way we are delivering school in Italy or in the rest of the world as all the other schools, but I'm not scared for that. There is something more that I'd like to share with you. The fact that when we concentrate too much on negative things in our life, and a pandemic, it's definitely something negative, we miss the point of thinking about the future. We can say that considering only the negative things and aspects in life, it's almost more dangerous than a pandemic. Reflect on this, please, because today, if you open a newspaper or if you listen to the news in the TV, mainly they are just talking about negative things, almost as in the world nothing good is happening. But there are lots of things that are very good and are still happening. So thinking about negative things is in somehow an agent that can inhibit the ability to think about the future. Designers, students, and generally speaking, schools, they should just focus on future, because this is the mission of a school and of your new commitment, thinking about your future and the future of the planet. So if I should say what is my idea of the future is a positive thinking that when meets the unexpected of the day-by-day present life has to adapt and become the present. So if you already start thinking about a negative future, you will never have a present positive and livable. This was definitely unexpected. This is definitely abnormal for us. But did you ever ask what is normal? Well, this question is something that is almost an obsession for me since I was a child. During my studies, I'm an architect, I'm a designer as a background, and I've been practicing architecture and design and teaching and researching. So I always have been wondering myself, what is normality? Well, I think that there is a big blur area just in between the way to do things always in the same fashion, in the same way, without a critical approach, not asking why, but just doing. And on the other side, doing things in a different way, but without respect, without respecting the environment, without respecting other people, without respecting ourselves and our values. So this big area between doing things as we always did and doing things without respect is exactly the way and the area where designers and the project, and moreover creativity, stands. Creativity is exactly something in between these two. Evidently, challenges are now let's say, the material, the component, the ingredient where designers and students have to deal with in this gray area between the two wings. And I don't think, frankly, that challenges are something negative. Honestly, it's the opposite. With challenges, we can grow individually, first of all, and globally as a community. Without challenges, we don't run, we don't grow. And normality is not the driver for the change. So this is the reason why I always try to focus on this area. Normality is not something that can be a driver for a designer. Sometimes you can fail, but still you have to try and to do your best. Well, it looks like there is no formula to be successful, to be a good designer or a good whatever you want. There is no grant for the project of your life. And so what is the formula? Well, I think everyone has his own formula, and everyone should write, you one by one should write down and set your own formula. Of course, there are let's say the starting kit, and this is something that we have to accept. Commitment, energy, enthusiasm, curiosity, work, hard work, and passion. Okay, that's for sure, this is the starting formula, but it's not enough. Yes, I suppose that many of you now are thinking about the fact that there is a missing ingredient in that. There is fortune, to be lucky, but I don't think so. I mean, I always was thinking that better not to rely too much on being lucky. Sometimes it happens and it's better, but I'm not into that. So to me, on top of being committed and working hard, there are two other very important ingredients for my personal formula. One is being open. Being open means being able to accept, being able to welcome, being curious. And the other one is being fast. Today, moreover, being fast means discovering, opening, and being able to run, being trained to run fast and achieving the result before the other. Because it's always a matter of game. It's a pure game, it's a clean game, it's a fair game, but still, being the first means being successful and being able to realize your own dream. So, running somewhere from one point to the other and being open enough to be curious to go somewhere are the ingredients of a journey that in fact is what we are celebrating today. But there is an underlying concept that stays behind these two concepts, these two ideas, is the concept of distance. Distance is something that today became, sadly, very common, because the pandemic, as you know, can be in somehow controlled, keeping distance between us, among each other. And of course, it looks like being distant, having distance, keeping distance with other people is a value. I don't think so. We need to be distant. We need to be distant between people, keep this distance between people, but actually the very strong value of distance is being able to shorten the distance. I'm not talking about, obviously, physical distance. I'm talking about metaphorical or metaphysical distance. So, for example, wanting to know someone, wanting to know a different culture, being curious of other ways to do things that we know, trying to make new paths in order to achieve the same result. This is a way to use the distance and to try to stretching the time and using the new time and space that we give yourself in order to acquire more knowledge, more experience, and more power. Frankly, I think that there are only few ingredients that you can use for your successful future. One is definitely curiosity. Curiosity can kill fear. I think that curiosity and future are a very, very strong couple that can walk for many, many years in your life. But I will give you like stimulus for four names that have been shaping the way I am now acting and thinking. Well, one is Wim Wenders, the actor, the movie maker, and in his production, he always has introduced the sense of distance and the sense of time that is stretchable, and where in this stretched time you can make things. One is the French poet Baudelaire, and with the concept of flaneur, that is someone that is losing himself in the city, and without having a proper aim or a proper point to achieve, he is able to reflect and to understand and know things in a different way. And then the great philosopher Gillo Dorfles, that has been for many years one of our supporter and one of our thinker, participating to many activities of IED, that was talking about the lost interval. And finally, I'd like to mention Kevin Lynch, that was an urbanist in the 60s in the US, where he was introducing the concept of walking around and in meeting people in order to substitute some very cold tools for urban planning with some more, what we say today, soft skills to act as urban planner. Finally, the formula for be able to use this concept of distance is something very similar to what you do normally or on your phone. Zooming in and zooming out, keeping distance from things, watching problems from outside, and being able to know what is the big picture, and then diving into problems, entering without saving any energy, very enthusiastic, entering, diving, swimming in the problem, and trying to face all the situations, all the fears, all the limitations. And making this zooming in and zooming out, keeping distance and shortening the distance is something that I think it's definitely one of the best skills that a designer, whatever will be his industry or whatever will be his route, should be able to use. So, as I said before, well, this is my formula, and I'm pretty sure that in the coming years, everyone will be able, day by day, to starting to write down and to set his own formula. You students are definitely important for us, and you are important for yourself, but moreover, you are extremely important for the world. You are the agent of change of the planet, and you are embedded into this ongoing process. Embedded in this ongoing process doesn't mean that the effect of the process of designing the planet will be for somewhere else. You will see today what you are starting to thinking now. So it's the conclusion. I want to really say, please stay home and try to avoid to be infected, but please don't stop to be contagious of future, because this is the only way to improve the planet where we are guests. Future is not something scary. Future is very similar to what you want and what we want. Present is not scary too. Present is just the future that is diverted to some unexpected fact, but we can change the present every day with small actions. Designer is the best exciting adventure that you can start in your life. I'm pretty sure that you will be successful, and I'm pretty sure you will be able to be proud to be a designer and to be a designer with us. So welcome to IED and welcome to this academic year 2020-21.